Just ahead on CTV News, county officials discuss security measures when faced with political violence.
We need to do all we can to protect ourselves, protects our families, and it protects the people around us, and especially our staffs.
Plus, will threats of mass firings affect the county? We get reaction from the county executive. And
high school football games will look different now in Prince George's County because there are stricter security measures in place. I'm Jonathan Hunter. I'll have those details coming up.
Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
For September 26th, I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, during a high-level security briefing today, officials were given a sobering look at the growing threat of political violence. CTV News was inside that meeting.
Different communities have different needs. Public officials have different needs. They have different steps they need to take to stay safe, and these two experts are going to tell them exactly what they can do to help be more safe.
We just want to make sure that the people who come to events that we're sponsoring are going to go home safe.
Friday, Prince George's County Council member Jolene Ivey and Police Chief George Nader hosted a public official security and cybersecurity meeting. Elected officials were in attendance. Anthony Tillman, commissioner for the city of District Heights, says he came to learn more tips on how to stay safe.
I'm really one of safety. District Heights, we just installed our new stop sign cameras. And, that's pretty much something that a lot of municipalities are doing to be more proactive in violence and just like, incidents that happen with schools and safety. I'm a big advocate for safety.
The meeting comes as the country has seen an increase in political violence.
My experience has been over 25 years of being a police chief that less than half of elected officials take advantage of some of the resources that are provided to them. So the first message is, look, there is a heightened threat environment in our country, and it would be prudent to take advantage of the services and the resources that are made available that go directly to your personal safety.
Councilmember Ivey says her husband has received threats.
We have taken steps to keep him and our family safer. And for me, I have had someone who, I'll just say, he gives me the creeps. So who knows if he'll ever do anything? I sure hope not. I don't know if he's armed, but it does give me pause. And it isn't necessarily going to be that guy. It could be anyone.
Now, officials restricted media access to portions of that meeting to safeguard sensitive information shared with public officials. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is continuing to threaten mass firings if the government shuts down. The White House sent a memo to different agencies telling them that if a deal is not reached by Wednesday, there will be mass firings and layoffs. The White House Office of Management and Budget is targeting employees who work for different departments that are not legally required to continue. Prince George's County Executive Aisha Braveboy is concerned because she says nearly 5,000 federal workers in Prince George's County were laid off.
The shutdown potential is really concerning to us because we're talking about families who will be impacted. Government contractors also who won't get paid and they'll be impacted. So it is a huge concern for us. We're working very closely with our governor to monitor what's happening at the federal level and putting some safeguards in place as best we can for families.
Now, the county executive says the county has financial resources such as housing and food assistance for anyone impacted. Now, Attorney General Anthony Brown joins the fight to challenge the president's executive orders unlawfully targeting diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Brown announced this week he joined a coalition with 17 other attorneys general filing an amicus brief supporting the legal challenge. They argue that there are many provisions within the executive orders that threaten federal funding and First Amendment rights. Brown says, quote, these poorly defined mandates threaten to roll back progress on workplace fairness and equal opportunity that benefits all Marylanders. And parents in Hyattsville say their children's morning school bus ride has turned into a daily guessing game. While the bus arrives on time in the afternoon, according to 7 News, it's a different story. Before school, sometimes an hour early, sometimes an hour late, leaving families scrambling to drive their kids so they don't miss class. Prince George's County Public Schools says a driver shortage is to blame. The district is working to fix long-standing issues in its transportation system and promises to assign a driver to the Hyattsville route, but officials can't yet guarantee on-time arrivals. Tonight's Friday Night Lights will look a little bit different. In response to fights and a robbery at Wise High School last week, Prince George's County Public Schools has implemented stricter security measures at athletic events. CTV's Jonathan Hunter has details on what you need to know in case you want to head to a game.
When fans come to football games from now on in Prince George's County, they will have to adjust to a new normal, more security measures and more police patrols.
This was the scene last week at a football game at Wise High School in Upper Marlboro. Multiple fights broke out and there was a robbery. One person was arrested and 2 students were injured. Marissa Owusu's younger sister attends the school. She was upset to hear what happened.
It's very unsafe and problematic in my mind.
Prince George's County public school officials agree. Here are the new rules for football games. Fans must buy tickets in advance. Only students attending the 2 schools can attend, and they must show a valid student ID.
I just want to make sure all the students that are attending any schools around this area, remain safe, and any measures that could be put in place to make sure that happens is very comforting.
The rules will be in full effect for all 8 football games tonight. What school leaders are doing in Prince George's County is similar to other districts. In Charles County, some students must be accompanied by a chaperone and are not allowed to have bags. At DC public school games, students must have a chaperone and can only attend the game if they go to one of the schools that's playing. And in Montgomery County, only students attending the 2 schools competing can come to the game. For Owusu, she's hoping things can remain safe the rest of the school year.
I hope that I don't hear anything like this happening again for the rest of our lifetimes, really.
County leaders say the new rules are meant to ensure both safety and community trust. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Jonathan Hunter for CTV News.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much for that report. The Wise High School football game starts at 6 p.m. Well, Maryland hit record numbers this past summer as it continues to combat child hunger through the Sunbucks program. More than 604,000 students received meals, marking $72.5 million distributed in funding, the largest investment in the program so far. Now, families receive $120 per student on their EBT cards, covering them from June through August. 98% of Maryland Sunbucks recipients are automatically enrolled. Families with questions about the program can contact the Sunbucks hotline at 1-800-332-6347. And sensitive data stolen from the Maryland Department of Transportation is reportedly up for auction. A ransomware group known as Residia claims it has the full names, birth dates, and home addresses of transportation agency employees. Now, the auction for the data ends in less than a week, and the starting price is 30 Bitcoin, which is more than $3 million. Cybersecurity experts and law enforcement are still investigating the cause of the breach. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come.
Some Montgomery County school employees rally over unsafe working conditions and in some cases not even getting paid. I'm Katera Jones. I'll have all those details coming up on CTV News.
We are the nation's largest integrated healthcare system, providing life-changing care to over 9 million veterans.
Our hands are busy, competent, skilled, healing, helping, and friendly. A place where diverse teams come together hand in hand to provide full patient-centered care. Working in state-of-the-art facilities with influential leaders in healthcare, all with a single goal in mind: to help veterans heal, recover, and get their lives back in a place where everyone plays a part. and where your efforts are truly appreciated. A place so innovative and forward-thinking that we're rebuilding hands, and where even robots lend a hand.
Join hands with us. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Welcome back. Prince George's police are investigating what is now a homicide after human remains were found in a park over the summer. On July 23rd, while assisting Montgomery County Police during a missing persons case, they found the remains at the Piscataway Stream Valley Park in Fort Washington. The victim has not yet been identified. A $25,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest and indictment in this case. And the state financial footing is slightly weaker than expected. The Board of Revenue estimates the panel issued lower projections on the state economy for the current year and forecasted weak revenue growth in 2027. The new forecast released yesterday predicts more than a $110 million drop in income tax and lower sales tax collection estimates by $34.7 million, as well as a drop in tobacco taxes. The 3-member board says the forecasted drop is due in part to President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill and the uncertainty of a potential shutdown looming next week. Well, after months of layoffs in the federal workforce, a new report shows many from the DMV region are struggling to put food on the table. According to the Capital Area Food Bank Annual Hunger Report, more than 2/3 of federally impacted households reported very low food insecurity. DC, Prince William, and Prince George's counties showed the highest county level hunger rates, ranging from 22 to 49%. The survey considers someone as food insecure if they struggle to access food between May of 2024 and this year. Well, Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson wants to look into if remote work for state government employees during the COVID-19 pandemic contributed to sex offenders having access to foster children. According to the Baltimore Sun, Ferguson's comments regarding this issue came after the release of the Maryland Department of Legislative Services audit. It was revealed that the Departments of Human Services and Social Services failed to provide proper background checks for vendors with access to minors in their care. The audit also uncovered through this oversight 7 resisted sex offenders to live in the same approved home as 10 children in August of 2024. And a union representing support staff in the Montgomery County school system rallied outside its school board on Thursday. SEIU Local 500 are sounding the alarm over some serious issues. CTV's Katira Jones was at that rally and has the latest.
Imagine working a job you love but not receiving your paycheck, or going to your place of employment and the working conditions are poor. Well, for some Montgomery County school employees, that's exactly what's happening, but now they're fighting back.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, no work, no pay, it's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Dozens of union members, a part of SEIU Local 500, rallied outside the MCPS County Board of Education building in Rockville Thursday afternoon. SEIU Local 500 represents more than 10,000 support staffers throughout the school district. The union says some of its members are dealing with poor air quality, mold, even insects at the Carver Educational Services Center in Rockville. Tamara Kelly works at that building.
These issues have been going on for many years. It has been complained about many times, but recently it has been more visible, and the symptoms that we experience have become more noticeable. So I tend to feel just kind of sicker the more time I spend in the building, and then the longer I'm away from it, the better I feel. And a lot of people I've heard say the same thing.
Kelly says she has only been given the option to work from home when her office suite gets a deep clean next week. However, she is still expected to come into the office when cleaning is done to other parts of the building.
We are hoping, and our union is demanding, that we be allowed to work from home until the issues in the building are resolved for now, or offered an alternative work site that's appropriate and has room for everyone.
Another issue involves the school district's new payroll system known as Hub Plus. The union says since it was implemented, thousands of its members have complained about not receiving their paychecks.
Support staff professionals at MCPS are the lowest paid workers in this district. They work multiple jobs and they work really hard to make sure students get all the resources that they need to be successful. And when they're not paid correctly, that additional stress on their income, on their families, not being able to afford the basics, it's overwhelming for them.
Following the rally, some union members attended the MCPS school board meeting to let their voices be heard on these issues. Katara Jones, CTV News.
For more details, visit SEIU500.org. And the County Animal Services Facility and Adoption Center is thanking the community for their support. The center held a free vaccination clinic last Sunday, and it was a success. They were able to vaccinate nearly 300 pets in the county. The next vaccination clinic will be held in November. And the center wants to remind potential fur parents that the shelter is currently over capacity and that it's always a good time to foster a pet. So to come on CTV News, Amazon pays a huge settlement over its Prime program. A couple of recalls you need to look out for, and the National Harbor has you covered this holiday season. I have those stories and more after the break. Stay with us.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Former Amazon Prime members, listen up. The company just reached a $2.5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission over its deceptive Prime program. The lawsuit filed by the FTC in 2023 claimed Amazon deceived tens of millions of customers into signing up for its Prime subscription program and sabotaged their attempts to cancel it. In addition to the $2.5 billion settlement, The online retailer will also pay a $1 billion civil penalty to the FTC and will refund $1.5 billion to an estimated 35 million customers. And the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service is issuing a public health alert for ready-to-eat meals containing pasta. One example is this market-side linguine with meatballs and marinara sauce sold at stores like Walmart. The meals contain an FDA-regulated pre-cooked pasta that may be contaminated with listeria. Now, these products should be thrown away or returned to the place of purchase, and the USDA expects more recalls as this investigation continues. And check your countertops. Oster is recalling nearly 1.4 million French door countertop ovens. The recall comes after 95 reports of the oven doors unexpectedly closing on consumers and causing burn injuries as severe as second degree. The ovens were sold at Bed Bath & Beyond, Costco, Walmart, Amazon, and Overstock.com. At this time, Oster is not providing refunds or replacements, but you can visit the company's recall page to request a repair kit. And if you start making plans for the holidays but don't want to travel too far, the National Harbor might have just what you need. The destination is kicking off holiday season with Cirque Italia running from November 7th until the 17th. The water circus takes viewers back to the 1950s with magic, acrobats, and aerialists. And as always, Gaylord National will be launching its holiday spectacular of ice. Carvers from China will work with more than 2 million pounds of colorful ice to create an eye-catching display the whole family will enjoy. Meanwhile, new leadership is coming to the Prince George's County Association of Realtors. The group just installed its 2026 leadership team, with Carol Webb of Sampson Properties taking the helm as president. She was sworn in by her sister, Adrienne Bossard, during a celebration filled with family, friends, and colleagues. Webb officially steps into the role October 1st, and under her leadership, PGCAR says it will keep the focus on professionalism, customer service, and community engagement. The night also honored Arnita Green as the 2025 Realtor of the Year for her outstanding achievements and community work. All right, don't go away just yet. It's now time for our Friday sports page. Simon, what's going on?
Stay right there, everyone, because coming right up, I have some exciting soccer highlights in store for you after the break. Don't move.
Home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Okay, everybody, grab a seat and get hyped because it's finally time for your Friday sports page. And soccer fans, make sure you pay attention because these first highlights are for you. The Eleanor Roosevelt High School girls soccer team was on the road yesterday afternoon to try and pull out a win against the Bladensburg Lady Mustangs. Beginning with the first half, after this nice save from Blades goalie, this Lady Raider would not be stopped as she got another crack at it and was able to score her team's first goal of the matchup to go up 1-0 on Roosevelt. And later on in the half, the Lady Mustangs were trying their best to D up on Eleanor Roosevelt. But after Blade kicked the ball right back to Eleanor Roosevelt, this Lady Raider saw her shot and she took it, and then goal! She converted on this shot on goal to help her team go up 2-0 on the Lady Mustangs. Now, despite putting up a goose egg in the first half, Blade still made some plays like their goalie coming through for her team again as she showed off her hops to stop Roosevelt from scoring another goal. And the Lady Mustangs went into halftime down 2-0 on the Lady Raiders. In the second half, Roosevelt ended up scoring 3 more goals, and that will be all she wrote as the team cruised to victory, beating Bladensburg 5-0. And sticking with high school sports, since it's Friday, y'all know what that means. It's Friday Night Lights, baby. There'll be a bunch of high school football teams taking the field later on today. First up, we have Laurel hosting Suitland. Then we have the state title runner-ups in Wise facing off against Bowie, the Largo Lions, who will try to get their second win of the season against Gwynn Park, and finally Northwestern will be in Greenbelt tonight matching up against Eleanor Roosevelt. And don't worry, I got y'all, as I'll have some highlights for you on Monday. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders will return to action this weekend as they will host the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Now, these teams have some history as Washington took down the Birds last season to punch their ticket to the postseason. And going up against them this season will be no small task due to the difference makers they have on offense.
Man, really just a young, talented offense, okay? And it starts with the running back. You know, we put up the key players each week, and, you know, you put the strength in the weaknesses, and I didn't have any weaknesses for the guy, man. I was just like, man, he can do it all. He can run inside, outside, he can catch, he can block, he can run the screen game. He does it all very, very well. So, and then you have London, who's a really good, tough, you know, when I say dirty, he gets in there and block, but he's a receiver, you know, and he blocks like a tight end. And then you get to the tight end Pitts, he runs like a receiver, you know, and he's very talented. I think he's having a good year. And the quarterback, really good arm talent. The ball pops out of his hand. He could throw it deep. He could throw, you know, make any throw.
And also quarterback Jaden Daniels and receiver Terry McLaurin have been ruled out for the game. And wrapping up sports, the Bowie State football team will be playing their home opener against Winston-Salem State tomorrow. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Now, y'all know I bleed black and gold, so with that being said, good luck tomorrow, Bowie. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. Have a good weekend, y'all.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's take a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. And for the next 3 days, we have rain, rain, rain that just won't go away. Saturday and Sunday, we will have a high of 75, and Monday has a high of 76. And for our community calendar, enjoy a day of fitness and fun at the Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex as they host Family Health and Fitness Day. The day will include fitness, center tours, and an athlete showcase, fitness exercise demos, and so much more. All the fun takes place tomorrow, September 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But for more information, call the number right there on your screen. And that's all the time we have for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Have a good night.